Hey guys, welcome back and congratulations. In our previous lesson, we were able to add multiple screens and we were also able to link flows. All right, of course, I asked you to make sure to link your own flow at your own end. Now, in this lesson, we will just go ahead to preview and test our prototype so that we can see how it works and what we have achieved so far, which is the goal of this lesson. And that's beautiful, guys. Now let's dive into this. Fantastic job, guys. You have now successfully created a fully linked flow across multiple screens. All right, your prototype is interactive and ready to present. So guys, there are some best practices for screen linking, and here is a few quick tips. Okay, now when linking screens, it is important to use a clear button labels like "Let's begin." Okay, you can see this right here, right? Login, all right, next, continue, get started. So guys, let's assume that this registered user entered their email address and also entered a wrong password. Let's say wrong password. Now, when the user tries to log in and it refuses to log in, maybe it says wrong password or incorrect password, all the registered user would have to do is to come right here and click on forget password. Now let's click on this forget password and see where it leads us to. So I'll click on this. Now you see, when that registered user who forgot his or her password clicks on forget password, it takes that registered user onto this page, all right, or onto this screen. Now when that user enters their email address or their phone number, all right, let's say the registered user enters their email address. Okay, that registered user would have to click on reset password, and when the user clicks on reset password, you see it is not responding because it is not connected. Now let's come right here and then click on this back button. Remember, we connected these buttons, right? Now let's click on this button. Now it has taken us back to this welcome page, right? Remember guys, we are clicking through our application just like a real user would do. All right, this is a practical example. All right, now let's also assume that what we have here is a new user, someone who has not registered onto this app. Now when that user comes right here, he or she may be unaware, all right, and decides to sign in, not knowing that he or she is supposed to sign up. All right, now when that user does that, let's say a user signs in with this number, all right, assuming he or she is a member or is a registered user. All right, let's say the user has this password. Now when the user tries to log in, the user would encounter a problem which says incorrect username or password. Now what the user would have to do is this. All right, the user would come right here and the user would see this text that says, do you have an account? reminding this new user that he or she needs to have an account, or he or she needs to be registered into this app in order to have an account. All right, now when the user sees this question, the user would say, okay, I've not signed up, I think I have to register. Now the user would come right here and then click on this sign up text right here, which is a sign up link to the next screen. Now let's quickly click on this sign up and see where it takes us to. Okay, so I'll click on this. Fantastic. So guys, you can see where it has taken us to. All right, it has taken us to the screen, or should I say the page, where the new user would have to enter their username. Let's say their username is Bagwells, and then their email address would be bagzinetproductions@gmail.com, and then phone number, and then finally the new user would have to enter their password, and that's fine. Now when the new user is done, all the new user would have to do is to come right here and then click on create, and when the user does that, the user would be taken to this screen, all right, where the user would have to verify their phone number. Remember, the user, let's click on this back, right? Let's click on this back arrow. Okay, remember, the user entered their phone number and their password, their email address and their username. All right, now we would want to verify this new user using their phone number, and that is why after the new user enters all of their data and then clicks on create button, the new user will be taken to this screen where the new user would be required to enter the code that was sent to their phone number, which they entered during their registration. All right, so that we can verify the new user. All right, and when the new user is verified, the new user would have to enter the code that was sent to their phone number right here. Right, now let's assume 887766 was the code that was sent to the number of the user, right? And when the user does that, the user will click on done. All right, and when the user clicks on the done button, the user would be allowed to go to the home page of the application. Now in the situation where the user did not receive an SMS code to the number they provided during registration, the user would come right here and then click on new code. That means they are requesting for a new code, which is supposed to be sent as an SMS to the number that they provided during the registration. And that's beautiful, guys. So guys, let's click on this return button, or should I say this return arrow. Okay, and that's beautiful, guys. So guys, you can see how we were able to click through this simple login app, okay, just like a real user would do. All right, from the splash screen to the login screen to the create account screen. All right, now this is great for sharing with stakeholders, or should I say getting an early user feedback. All right, always test your link in preview mode in order to catch dead ends. All right, another tip is this: it is important to group related screens close together for easy organizations. All right, and that's beautiful, guys. Fantastic job, guys. You have now successfully created a fully linked flow across multiple screens. All right, your prototype is interactive and ready to present. In the next lesson, we will learn how to share your prototype, gather feedbacks, and then make improvements based on user testing. And that's a beautiful, guys. See you in the next lesson.